And let's bring in Illinois State Representative Lillian Jimenez. It's great to have you with us. Representative, as we mentioned, lawyers for Illinois and Chicago, they're going to be back in court in just about a couple of hours or so to try to stop the troop deployment there in Chicago. What are you hoping comes out of this hearing?
Yeah, we expect the very same thing that happened in Portland, which is that the judge realizes that what the Trump administration is alleging is completely untethered from reality, as the Portland judge said. It is completely untrue, the picture that the Trump administration is painting of the city of Chicago. And so we expect the judge here to do the same and grant this temporary restraining order to prohibit these military forces from being deployed in our city.
The lawsuit against the Trump administration argues there is no emergency in Chicago and that the administration has been trying to provoke unrest by using, quote, brute force tactics, such as shooting chemical munitions at groups that included media and legal observers at an ICE facility that was outside Chicago. Also staging a dramatically produced raid at an apartment building in which agents actually rappelled down from Black Hawk helicopters. You represent the 4th District. What kind of tactics are you seeing in your community?
That's correct. The very same tactics, which it's extremely terrifying to our community members. Just last Friday, 2 blocks from my home, near a grocery store and across the street from a school, they released tear canisters in broad daylight. People were walking by. There was a person with a 2-year-old walking by. Somebody that I know that owns a business down the street. It's a kids business. It's one of those, kids clubs where people drop off their 2, 3-year-olds to have a good time and to have activities during the day. On that same block is where they released tear canisters. And it was just a horrific scene. I wasn't there, but my neighbor was there live streaming it and called me during and after saying, what can we do? What can we do? It's just terrifying. In the middle of a neighborhood, in front of children in a school, it's completely outrageous what these federal officials, it is so clear that they have not been trained in constitutional policing, which is, we should all be fearful of that.
Representative, I know this is personal for you. You've talked about the fact that your mom was undocumented. What more are you hearing from families in your district right now, and how are they coping with all of this?
Yeah, we're hearing it every day. Parents are not sending their kids to school. There's been child care centers that are on lockdown. On Friday, when the incident happened, my colleagues, child care center was on lockdown. The school across the street was on lockdown. The high school that my son would go to eventually when he's old enough has been on lockdown several times. High school students are afraid to go to school. Every business that I speak to, they're telling me how nobody is coming into their businesses anymore. It's a horrific scene. I don't think I could ever have imagined that would happen in our city, in our bustling, Northwest Side community, which, I've just loved so much. And to see the empty streets and to see kids not even going to school, it's unimaginable that this would happen to us.
President Trump has called for Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson and your governor, J.B. Pritzker, to be jailed because they've pushed back on his plan. Take a listen to Governor Pritzker's response.
This is a convicted felon. I mean, think about that, who is threatening to jail me. I got to say, this guy's unhinged. He's insecure. He's a wannabe dictator. And there's one thing I really want to say to Donald Trump. If you come for my people, you come through me.
He went on to say, come and get me. Your reaction to his messaging and your governor's handling of this situation?
I'm just terrified overall that the Trump administration is escalating by threatening to arrest elected officials like our governor and our mayor. They have already put my alderperson, Jessie Fuentes, in cuffs and threatened to detain her and arrest her for advocating for a constituent. This escalation is terrifying. We've been saying it, but I just want people to understand this is not normal. Me and my colleagues, elected officials on the Northwest Side, are looking for training and security support because there are people circling our offices. It's completely unacceptable. I am thankful that the governor and the mayor and the attorney general have been a united front in saying that we do not need any national troops. We do not need ICE officials to be coming into our neighborhoods and kidnapping people from the street. We know there's another lawsuit that regarding Fourth Amendment rights. We know they're violating our Fourth Amendment rights. We know that they're not using warrants. They're picking up people who sell corn. They're picking up people in the middle of the street, leaving their cars idling. All of this is unconstitutional, and I'm just very thankful that our governor, our mayor, and our attorney general are standing with the community and standing in unison and saying this is unacceptable.
In fact, there was another court ruling just yesterday in which the court did find that the Trump administration's been in violation when they've been out arresting some people without proper warrants. So we're going to discuss more of that later in our show. Illinois State Representative Lillian Jimenez, thank you very much for being with us. And everyone can see that QR code there. I guess it's on this side of the screen there on the bottom, linking to your op-ed that you have on this issue. So our viewers can read that in full. Just scan that QR code. That's right there on the right side. Thank you.